What do you see? A squirrel? Do you see a squirrel? Oh, my God, baby. Alright, good morning everyone. Happy day 6 of the Summerween Readathon. So this will be my third vlog, so if you haven't seen the first one, which is days 1 through 3, or the second one, 4 through 5, I will put them in the description below, and I will also put them up in the cards for you. So today is actually my birthday. We are gonna go swimming at the lake, and I'm gonna bring my book, Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I'm gonna try to finish this by the end of the readathon, but we'll see. I've started watching the show The Haunting of Hill House, and I'm hooked. I watched 5 episodes yesterday, so that means I have 5 left, but I'm gonna try to focus on reading today instead of watching my show. So yes, we're going to the lake today, and then later we're gonna get some takeout, and Brandon is gonna take me to Barnes & Noble where I can pick out whatever books I want for my birthday. So I'm really excited to do that. I've already got a couple that I'm like wanting to get, so I'm pretty excited for that. So I'll take you all along for that as well. Plus, I have my birthday Starbucks drink, like my free drink that I can get. So I think I'm gonna have to get a pumpkin spice latte because they just came out this week. It's the Summerween Readathon. Like, what? I'm not gonna get a different drink. Like, that would just be ridiculous. So we're gonna go get that first, and then we're gonna get ready to go to the lake. There's literally no one here. I love it. Hi everyone, it is the end of day 6. I did not get very much reading done, and by not very much, I mean none. Did not get a chance to read today. I did bring my book to the lake that I went to, but it was really windy, so like after we went swimming, we just dried off and left. Like, we didn't lay around in the sun to read because it was too cold from the wind. So then I was busy doing, other things for my birthday, so I didn't get any reading done. But I did get to go to Barnes & Noble, and my husband bought me some of the books that I picked out. So I picked out My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I'm really excited about this one. I just see a lot of people reading it right now and loving it, so I'm pretty excited about it. I also think that the cover is super cool, how it looks like a old school VHS like package. So I'm pretty excited to read this one. Then I also picked out The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I knew that The Haunting of Hill House like TV show was based off of a Shirley Jackson book, like loosely based off of it, but I didn't really intend to read it. But then when I saw this, I was like, oh, I'll just like read what the synopsis says. And it specifically says in here, originally published in 1959, The Haunting of Hill House remains, and then in quotes, from the Wall Street Journal, widely regarded as the greatest haunted house story ever written. And I was like, I'm gonna need to read that now. So I know it's not the same as the show, even though I'm really enjoying the show, and the book is like very different from it, but I still want to read it, especially if it's like a classic haunted house story. So I picked that up. And then the other book that I wanted to get wasn't in stock at my Barnes & Noble, but it is Bunny by Mona Awad, which we just ordered, and it'll be delivered to our house. So I'm also really excited to read that one. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the books that I have picked out to read. Unfortunately, I didn't get any reading actually done today, but you know, there's always tomorrow. I don't have anything planned to do tomorrow, like, except for reading, and I'm definitely going to spend a good chunk of time reading Lock Every Door. But now I'm a little concerned that I won't be able to finish it, because it's like a 368-page book. But I'm gonna try. So yeah, that's gonna be it for day 6 for me, and I will check in with you all in the morning when I am ready to start reading for the day. Good morning, everyone. It is the final day, day 7 of the Summerween Readathon. I am going to try to get as far as I can in Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Right now, I'm just gonna get some breakfast and probably watch a little bit of some booktube videos, and then I'm gonna start reading. So yeah, let's get this final day going. Do you see a squirrel outside? Oh my, Ellie. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, I see the squirrel, honey. I see it. Hey. Shh. I see it. I know. Where'd he go, Al? Where'd he go? I just filmed this clip, and I thought I was filming it. I forgot to press record, so here we go again, take 2. Love that. All right, I am quite a ways into Lock Every Door. I'm on chapter 18, page 135. So I'm a little over a third of the way through. So I need to tell you what this book is about before I get into like my thoughts. So Jules, our main character, gets this job as an apartment sitter at this like super amazing apartment building in Manhattan, and the pay is incredible. It seems like it's too good to be true. Like, there is some weird stuff about this job, like she's not allowed to post about it on social media at all. They pay her like in cash, so there's no like record of her having this job. And there's all these weird rules, like she can't have visitors, she needs to spend every single night in the apartment, she's not allowed to like talk to the residents unless they talk to her first, that kind of thing. So like, it is kind of odd, but the pay is so good, and this building, the Bartholomew, is one that she's like wanted to see and especially live in since she read like her favorite book. It's like featured in her favorite book or whatever. And she goes there, meets one of the other apartment sitters who kind of tells her like she thinks that something weird is going on, or she's like unsettled by the building. And then the next day that girl goes missing. So Jules is like trying to figure out what's going on there and like diving into this building's like dark past. So that's about where we're at now. I think I can definitely finish this book today, like for sure. It's only noon now and I'm over a third of the way through, and I have all the chores and like things I wanted to get done for the day already done. So I really only have to read. Like, I have all the time in the world to read. So I can definitely finish this, which I'm pretty excited about because I wasn't sure that I would be able to. And I might, if I'm getting ahead of myself here a bit, be able to pick up another book and try to finish another book for this readathon. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's too much. I need to finish this first, and then I can reevaluate and see if I want to pick up another book. But I can definitely finish this one today. And there is a live show today with the hosts for this readathon. So Gabby from Gabby Reads and Olivia from Olivia Reads the Latte. I'm not sure if it's on their YouTube channels or if it'll be on Instagram or what, but either way, I want to participate in that live show. So I'm going to be doing that whenever that is. I've been like kind of checking their Instagram pages and their Instagram stories to see if there's any news on like where it's gonna be or whatever. But I'm definitely excited for that. So, and I just really like Riley Sager's storytelling. They just write in such a way that just keeps you turning the pages. Like, you just have to know what happens next, and it just freaking goes by so fast that you're just like, it's such a quick read. It's just so good. Riley Sager is definitely a new favorite author for me, for sure. So yeah, I want to go get some more reading done before the live show with Gabby and Olivia takes place. That's in a couple hours. So I want to get like a good chunk of this read some more. So I'm gonna go do that. All right, so I've made it past the 200 page mark. I am now on page 220. This book is crazy. Like, there's so many like unexpected things that happen that it's just such a great like mystery, and I am just so curious. I do have a theory, but we'll see if I'm right. I like how this book like does a flash forward every like few chapters where it tells you what's happening to Jules now. And then it'll jump back and it's like doing a countdown like 6 days earlier, 5 days earlier, 4 days earlier. And you're trying to figure out like how she ended up to where she is in like the present, and how all these things happening like earlier, how they led to her, you know, being where she is in the present. And like this stuff is moving really quickly. Like, she's only been in the apartment building for like 2 or 3 days at this point. And Ingrid, the apartment sitter who like went missing, was only there for like 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know. It's just crazy because like I feel like everything's happening like lightning fast. I can't wait to see like what happens next and like how everything's gonna fit together. There's about 5 minutes until the live show, so I'm gonna watch that, and then if she does any like reading sprints or anything, obviously I'll be reading this. All right, it's been about an hour since the live show with Gabby finished up, and I'm currently on page 282 on chapter 40, and one of the people that I suspected, I might have been right about that. I still feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, where it's like, you know, a twist that takes away that suspicion. But this book is taking a turn that, I'm gonna be honest, came way out of left field for me. Did not see it coming. And now I'm like, there were definitely some clues there that I just didn't pick up on. I've got less than 100 pages left of this. I am going to go finish it now, and then we can discuss. All right, I've got like 30 pages left. I'm almost to the end, and I just need to talk about spoilers for a second. So I'll put it up on the screen, spoilers. If you haven't read the book, skip through this clip and go read it. So I freaking knew from the moment they said his name that Nick was going to be a bad guy. Like, I suspected him literally the entire book. As soon as they said, well, let's take you up to see Dr. Nick, I was like, no, bad idea. He's a bad guy. Like, I freaking knew it. And then I thought, well, if they're, like, maybe that's just too obvious, because I guessed it, like, right away. Like, literally from the moment they said his name, I knew he was a bad guy. And I was like, well, maybe that's too obvious. Maybe he's not a bad guy. And like, no, he definitely is. He's a freaking organ stealer. But I didn't see it coming that that's what this was. That they were literally just going to be stealing people's organs for the rich. Like, I didn't see that coming at all. And I'm really curious to know if like what's gonna happen, because they're gonna take away like all of Jules' vital organs, and obviously like you don't survive without your organs. So I want to know like how she's gonna get away, if she's gonna get away, like what. Oh, also, when it was revealed that Nick, like his last name was Bartholomew, I was like, yeah, didn't we already know that? Like when he said his family owns the building and has for generations, I just assumed. So like when that was a reveal, I was like, All right, I just finished Lock Every Door. What a wild ride. This book was friggin' crazy. Super good though. Like my heart was like pounding so fast. My head was getting fuzzy because of like all the stuff that was going on. It was so intense, and I just, it was such a quick read. Like I didn't even think I'd be able to finish this. I thought maybe I could get halfway, and nope, I just had to fly through it. Like, it was so good. I'm really glad that I read it in a day because, it was just such an incredible book. Like, a really, really good thriller, for sure. And if you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend it, as well as Riley Sager's other books. I haven't read his very first one yet, but I definitely plan to because, God, the writing is just amazing. Anyway, now I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from reading, and I might decide to pick up another book yet. I still have time in the night. Otherwise, I might watch my show or, I don't know, do something else, but I'll update you when I make a decision. So I decided to pick up The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I got 30 pages in, and I think I'm just going to call it for the night. I'm getting kind of tired. So that is going to be a wrap on the Summerween Readathon. I figured I would do a little like wrap up of everything that I've read this week and the challenges I completed and all that jazz. Before I do that, I just wanted to say that I really, really liked this readathon. I liked the whole idea of having like a Halloween themed, spooky themed readathon in the summer, because August is usually the time where I'm like ready for fall. Like I am chomping at the bit to get into the fall season. And this was just really fun. I really liked that Gabby and Olivia did this readathon. I hope they do it again next year. So let's get into all of the books that I read this week. So the first book that I picked up was Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This was hands down my favorite book that I read this week. This book could complete all 5 challenges. So read a book with a creepy cover. The old school chandelier is pretty creepy. And like just the way the green is, like how the lights are so bright, and I don't know, I think it's pretty creepy. Also, this would fit for like paranormal, supernatural, and the haunted house challenge. I also read this book in the dark. I didn't read the whole thing in the dark, but I still did read some of it in the dark. And both of the hosts, Olivia and Gabby, recommended this book, so that finished the 5th challenge. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Then I decided to pick up The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This wasn't on my TBR at all, but I just really had the urge to read it, and I had the audiobook from my library, so it was like calling to me to pick it up. This was a pretty good thriller in my opinion, but reading it right after Home Before Dark and kind of hoping for some of the same like feels that I got from Home Before Dark, this was a little more of a letdown for me. Like I did not enjoy this as much as Home Before Dark, and some of it kind of irritated me and some of it was predictable, but there were a lot of things in it that also weren't predictable, so I don't know. It's kind of a balance. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't mind-blowing for me like it was for some people, so I ended up giving this a 3 out of 5 stars. And then the final book that I read this week was Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is the one that I read in one day. It was fantastic. It was just such a like actual thrilling page turner for me. Like my heart was just beating, like my stomach felt like it was gonna fall out. of my body or come out of my mouth. My head was getting fuzzy from adrenaline. Like, it was definitely a heart-pumping read. I really, really enjoyed this one. I definitely recommend it. And Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I've also read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, which is also really good. So I only have one more book by Riley Sager that I need to read. And then, like I said, I read 30 pages of The Haunting of Hill House. So overall, I had a great reading week. I read quite a bit. I mean, this one is only 30 pages of it, but I read 3 great books. Like, definitely enjoyed my reading week. So I'm really excited to read more kind of spooky books like horror and thrillers. But yeah, I completed all of the challenges multiple times because, like I said, one book completed all 5 of them. So some of the other challenges I completed with the other books that I read. And then I did all the Instagram challenges. So speaking of, I never posted on my video what my Instagram was from yesterday's challenge. And that was to post a picture of your favorite book that you read so far this week. So I took this picture. And obviously, like I said, Home Before Dark was my favorite. But yeah, I had a ton of fun with this readathon. I hope that you all enjoyed the vlogs. I had a fun time doing them, so I'm looking forward to doing more like fall and spooky themed readathons in the coming months. So if you know of any like coming readathons, let me know in the comments below because I'd love to participate in them and vlog them because I really enjoy doing that. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!